Hello, you're very welcome to another episode of Paul Plays Infinifactory. So the last one, we got the new counter block, and we saw the painter blocks, and this puzzle is now control console. So here is what we have to build. It's these consoles in an L shape. And what do we have? We have them being produced in batches of 3, and we have 2 additional parts here, like some sort of thruster or control handle and some sort of slanted piece. Now, when we have a look at this, we can see that the control handles have been slotted in there, and that is the slanted piece. So to make one of these, we need 3 of the main units. We need and 2 of them and 1 of them. So let's get going with this. The first thing I'd like to do is let's get 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Something like that. And then we're going to put pushes behind. Remember, they're all in 3, so I don't need a pusher in every square, just 1 in each of these units. Well, that wasn't the cleverest thing I've ever done. Got to get him clear of this, so I might as well go 1 further clear and do. Hopefully I'll have enough room to do the solution there. Yeah, actually, no, why not just keep it where... There's no point giving up blocks unnecessarily and have to move the whole thing 1 square later on in the puzzle, is there? No. I think you'll agree the answer is no. Oh dear, my clicking is not very accurate today. Maybe it was that bottle of beer. Who knows? So, let's get a sensor in on the end. And let's get some conduit on. And then let's get them down here. And what I'd like to do is weld on the way down and grind out the parts. So if I was to imagine, there is a square here which is kind of in common. This one here I'm looking at now. So that could be either of them. I'm going to call it on the bigger chunk. So what I'm going to do is chop away that, and that. And get them welded as they come down. So with a bit of luck, that should weld them together. And then it's a matter of running it. Okay, that won't weld them together because they grab them straight away. Ugh. Like that. Okay. So they're welded now. So what I want to do is I want to chop away these ones. So it's 1 in from the left. So the first square that needs to be chopped away is this one here. So I'm gonna come in sort of like, so when it's sitting here, it's there 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes sort of there, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I believe that is the square that I want to be killing. Possibly. We will find out. So now let's see. Yes, that's perfect. It has the end one in there, and that's going to be chopped. That's going to be the first of those control panels. So I need to do this with the other two here. 2, 3. Put more of these in. And have a look at that. Now, let's just have a look at the way these need to go in. So these are now facing this way. These parts, I mean, if I was to just move this over and drop it in, it's going to be wrong. That hand will be facing into the console, and that's not what's needed. So rotating singular things I found extremely difficult up to now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this around just to because this is far easier to rotate. So if I put another one there. Okay, so now if I slide these guys in, yes, these handles are going to be dropping into the right place. So I just need to pick this up on a belt and move it a little bit closer. Let's just leave it here. Well, let's line it up with the end of that. Why not? Let's see if that's a reasonable place to be assembling it. Okay. So I need to get these in. So what I need is 3 of them. So let's have a look. So if I was to bring these ones this way, and put them there, I'll bring them here so I can put pushers behind them. Let's put pushers here and here. Feeling this could be a long old video again, guys. And then conduit. I'm trying to go as fast as I can, and then a looker down there. And then let's see what I can do. Where does this one get to? Fabulous. So I just need to get him pushed off there at the same time, don't I? Yeah, I'd rather keep him separate because he's the separate piece. And yeah, why get him involved in okay. So there's a batch of them. So let's just roughly, these guys are getting here a fair bit quicker. So let's see what it would take to drop them into position. So this is sitting here like this. It's coming 2 off it, okay? So again, I like to just draw these templates at 6 by 6, just because otherwise I find it very, you know, I'm constantly rerunning the puzzle trying to figure out where bits and pieces need to be landed. So this guy gets landed let's just bring him in. He's going to get landed on the very end. No, we don't get on the end, do we? This one goes in there. And it looks like one of them lines up. So as I said, I think this is going to get here much too soon. So let's then just, for the sake of it all, let's just do our usual trick of... Now I wonder, should I drop this down lower? They're getting here way too soon. I might as well have them closer to the target. Yes, I think I will. So if I want this corner here, I want that corner there, I want to go area select, I want to grab this. Don't want it that low, I just one up, okay. And then what I'm going to do here is my usual trick of blockers. So let's find these blockers. Which are these ones? I didn't mean to do that. Blocker again. Something to hold them together, which would probably be conduit around the back. I'm going to put some wrapping around the side to hold it all in place as of now. And let's just see which one of these gets here last. In fact, I don't care which one gets here last because I'm not triggering it up there. I'm triggering it down here. So when I see, I have no idea what I'll be needing these squares for welding or whatever. So for now, it's definitely coming out this way. So it's going to come out with a push this way. So for now, I'm just going to detect it off this one here. I could detect it looking down there, couldn't I? That seems reasonable as a first attempt. So put that there, put a looking down sensor there, and run a bit of conduit like that. And let's see if these will drop in when this guy arrives. No, of course not. I've put him in the wrong square. So this whole thing shouldn't be dropping them on the back. It should, as I'm sure you noticed, Probably been screaming at this saying, what are you doing, you noob? Should be dropping in this. So let me just grab the whole thing. I need to put another one here. I just find it so much easier to use the area selective. I have a block in both corners that I want, then there can be no messing around. So this just needs to move forward. One. Pick this again and join. Join. I don't know why they're there. They don't need to be there. So I won't be looking at this confused going, why did this not work? Okay. Now, as you can see, that's in. And if we start pushing, excuse me, they'll all work lovely, except this last little guy, because these will get stuck in and we can just weld them anywhere we wanted. Just have to sort of wander it by a welder at any stage in the future and they'll get welded. They can't really fall out unless I was to move it this way, the way I'm looking, they would fall out the back. But I can move it the other direction, so no problem. This one, however, will as soon as I start moving it. So what I'd like to do is I would like to push it. However, I need to push it by this square here, and as luck would have it, I need it to be a sensor there as well. So, I'm going to kill these squares here. I don't need them for the time being. I'm just going to support it at the back here. So basically, there are 2 blocks there, and I need to push it here, but I also need this to be the sensor. So I'm going to use one of these newfangled sensors here because, well, let's have a look at this. The problem with this square here, the one I'm looking at here, yes, I'm dropping a guy into it, but this thing has moved through and the back is higher. So I've already, this square sees 2 blocks go through it for each item that's being made. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that it's already set on 2, so we want it to fire on the second one. If I just put a normal sensor here, when the main unit's going through, it will fire and do a push, and terrible things will happen. So what I need to do with this one is, but I also need to push. So the combined push sensor technology is being invented here. Okay, so the problem with this is I need to connect this to this. But if I connect this to this, then the 2 become joined forever and don't work. However, the usual trick of some floating conduit seems to solve this. So let's have a look at this. I'm going to fast forward it till it gets up. The top items are ready. In it comes. And it's been both a sensor and a pusher. And this is incredible. The number of times, I don't know, I've worked myself into a corner in these puzzles and gone, oh, it's the only way into this puzzle. If only I had a... another way into this block. I've pushed it in this side, it needs to come out this side, something's dropped in this side, and I've only got one axis. But this is this combi pusher sensor thing. Yeah, I like it. Probably not that bright, not that clever. Probably better ways of doing it, but anyway, I like it. Now he said, as soon as I grab this with a track though, this thing will just fall off the back. So I haven't achieved an awful lot, except that hopefully I can weld it here. Now that does look challenging. I need to weld this square and this square. So I can have, so I need to weld above this and in front of it to catch it there, or indeed there and there. I did this. This is the guy here. And also, I think, looking at the route this took, he would have had no problem if it went that way instead, would it? And as long as these two can be both downward welders, which I don't see why they can't, I think that is going to weld it in place. The other ones are less critical because I believe I saw a tick of a weld going there, and it is. Now these ones are obviously still not welded yet, but they're, I mean, I could probably get them welded in here now. They're no biggie because, I mean, all I need to do is just drag them by a welder as they come out. They can't fall out as it starts moving this way. So I'm going to put a whatever these are called, a conveyor belt, and that looks looking pretty much like the first chunk of it done. Now obviously it's the wrong way around. This has got to have been rotated this way. So up here I have, hopefully, waiting in the wings, yes, the third one of these. Now this is a bit tricky. It has 3 back squares, but remember, this diagonal one, this square here that has the diagonal piece, I've already included that in the first one. So it doesn't have the... So as you look at it from the front, the left console block is missing. So as I look at it from the front, in fact, more than that, the entire left column is missing because they're both in the other one. So as I look at it from the front, this guy needs to be done away with. So as it drops down, so it would land there and there, wouldn't it? This is the front left square. So I think that doesn't get in the way of the other ones, which I hopefully will it? It may do. Does it? Yes, it is. Yeah, that's going to block these ones coming down, isn't it? What happened then? Okay, I've done my usual trick of putting it in too far. Yeah, that does that perfectly. This, not so much. So maybe I keep it up a bit until these guys have had a twist. Yeah, I think so. Well, hang on. Yeah, they're all still, all that wiggling around there. Okay, so I'm going to try and move these back and see if I can get this done up here. If I can, brilliant. Yes, and that hasn't affected. Sometimes with the rotations, you know, you get another block even in the same district of it, and all of a sudden it's not behaving. Right. So if I can get this somewhere here, rotate this, bring it in, and rotate the whole thing, and I think we're done. So, with that in mind, I'm going to put a rotator here. I think it wants to be that way. Oh, my head. Yeah, it did. And basically, if I want this out, and then one... Let's give it... Oh, hang on, how long is it? It's more than 6, isn't it? No, it is 6. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something like that. Let's just have a look. So I believe that this needs to kind of miss it by 1 and come here. So rather than mess around, let me just see how this is landed, because again we've got these blocks that don't have a... So once it gets to there, I could knock it back. And take it up. Hopefully that won't interfere. Okay, it's getting there. Too quickly. So I could put some delay on the whole thing. Or just... Well, no, I'll just wait it here, will I? Or does it need to go in behind it? I don't... Let me just see how that actually lines up. Yes, this now needs to push forward 1 more square, or indeed this could go over 1, couldn't it? I'm going to have to do a rotation, so it's not going to end up particularly looking, you know, aligned particularly well. Okay, so let me just support it somewhere here. Definitely not with a rotator. Like that. So then, welders, again, I don't think it really matters as long as I get these ones in. So if I was to come across, just trying to remember, this is quite hard to visualize it. Yeah, it's this one. So this this is definitely to include that one and that one, isn't it? So definitely so that one. Did I say that one? I don't know what I said. Okay, so let's go. Okay, not like that then. So, one here, and 2 welders to the left of that. Okay, I've got it in my head, that there, and then 2 downward welders to the left of that. Yes, I think that could be it. Right, so... and let's see if the whole thing is still mobile. It is. So if I rotate it somewhere, maybe there? I'm not sure what would be stopping that rotating there. Another piece that's moved in, perhaps? Ah, okay. So I think what one of the problems is, for sure, what that one of the problems for sure is this. These things are not welded in yet. So as they come here. So they landed on this square here. How about that? No, 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 what am I doing? That can't be there, can it? Because then this thing can't get in, you see? That ain't gonna work. How am I gonna weld these ones? As I go by. I could weld them here as I go by. But then does that block this one? Let's just have a look. Hopefully that gets... Right. Okay. That was just a waste of time. At least I spotted that. Those bits I'd forgotten. I knew I needed to do it. But I hadn't. So let's just from here run it in. And this is what I hate when it starts going wrong later on. Yes. Brilliant. Okay, so I think that's... If this keeps going, I think this is another one down. What I liked about this one is my new patented Sensi push technology. It's both a sensor and it pushes itself. I'm getting quite a fan of using these blockers like this and dropping them down. I think it looks very pretty. Probably not great for scores, but yeah. And Obviously, probably, you know, if I took a bit more time, get this end a bit more efficient with, you know, trying to position this rotation device there so it's exactly right. Whip it in. But all in all, yeah, one to go. Brilliant. So that was Control Console. So the next one we'll be doing on this series is Laser Calibration Target. If you like the video, please do drop a like on it. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please do. I'm also starting a new series on the same people. What are they called? Zach Games, or anyway, Zach's the guy who started it all. Their assembly language puzzle game called TIS 100. So I've started the series on that. If you're interested in watching that too, that'd be that's going up there as of today as well. So we've got 1, 2, 3, about 4 more on this one to do. There's probably another set of 10 puzzles. So getting towards the end, and they are getting tough. They are taking, you know, a lot of time. I've been trying to solve them all on stream, have a quick look at them, and then solve them all here on stream. I don't want to put cuts in the videos particularly and like come back. I like to see the whole process of building it on the video, but you know, if they get really tough, if we're talking about hour and a half puzzles, I am going to have to start putting some cuts in them, even though I don't particularly want to. Okay, so that's it. So as I said, if you liked it, please do drop a like, consider subscribing to the channel. If you're interested in their other game, the assembly language puzzle game, check out the TIS 100 playlist that I have. Thanks for watching. Bye now.